Welcome to the show, and welcome to Glow So Bright. This is recent RED4CE tracking, published on February 6, 2026. Precedence of routine. Bottom line up front. Observe recent activity by domestic adversary paramilitaries. While not fully comprehensive, exhaustive, or fully timely, this report can yet bring viewers up to speed on recent events and developments. In Oregon, far-left armed threats have emboldened within the state of Oregon in regard to threats against law enforcement, government officials, and journalists, in some instances, attempted murder of multiple individuals. At January 31st, 2026, in the vicinity of the Portland ICE facility, a far-left armed individual is seen armed with a rifle and made public threats towards ICE, holding a sign saying, quote, "Free neck sizing for ICE agents," end quote, with imagery of a noose. At January 17, 2026, to February 6 and ongoing, another Portland resident, Travis William Jurr, has made additional threats towards ICE, threatening to, quote, "I'm going to unload, mag dump on them." And when asked specifically on who, Jurr responded to clarify that it's for ICE.
My neighborhood, I'm gonna fucking unload mag dump on them.
On who?
On ICE.
You're going to unload mags on ICE.
This is accompanied by an image of an AOW or any other weapon configured firearm, a SIG 5.56 caliber firearm posted with a badge featuring Jurr's name on February 1st, 2026, posted by his X account. Following this, on February 2nd, the journalist who has highlighted Jurr's threats has claimed to have received death threats from Jurr. These threats include messages such as, quote, "If you step near me ever again, I'll end you, you little maggot pussy. You're lucky I didn't crush your trachea, you little faggot." As well as, quote, "I can't wait to smoke federal piglets." Later, on an alt account very likely operated by Jurr, would make claims of being a U.S. Navy safety diver, which the account would be suspended on February 6, 2026. Analysts comment, Travis Jurr makes claims to be both the United States Coast Guard as well as being a safety diver for the U.S. Navy. I strongly suspect that this is a case of stolen value to posture some sort of tough guy image. In a public statement by the Portland Police Bureau, published by the Portland City Government on November 9, 2025, Travis William Jurr, age 41, was booked into Multnomah County Detention Center on a charge of criminal mischief in the third degree. Michael Richard Faddick and an accomplice, Sean Michael Bitgood, are charged with attempted murder and related felonies following a December 21, 2025 shooting in Portland at an apartment complex in the Mount Tabor neighborhood. Faddick, transgender and linked to an Antifa cell with a history of militant activity, fled to California before arrest. The victim survived but was seriously injured, and weapons including an AR-15 pattern rifle and pistols were recovered. Both suspects are biological male, yet booked as female. Analysts comment, this particular subject and event was listed in a previous Glow So Bright report called Intelligence Report, Mount Tabor Portland Antifa Cell, which was published on January 26, 2026. A man in Portland, Oregon has attempted to shoot a security guard with a handgun at the Safeway supermarket at Northwest Lovejoy Street on January 31st, 2026 at approximately 13:05 local time. The suspect falsely claimed to be United States Secret Service. Following a scuffle between security guards present, an instrument case was dropped containing a shotgun, a Mossberg 590S 12-gauge shotgun. The shotgun is reported to have engravings in the shells inside which contained threats against the President of the United States, Donald Trump. The suspect then fled the scene and remained at large. Portland Police Department's Enhanced Community Safety Team, along with the United States Secret Service, identified a suspect living at an apartment in the 1600 block of Northwest 14th Avenue. On February 5, 2026 at approximately 05:15 local time, Portland's Special Emergency Reaction Team and the Crisis Negotiation Team attempted to make contact with the suspect to surrender. After the suspect did not surrender, less lethal irritants such as OC and CS were deployed after residents in the floor were evacuated. Reportedly, the suspect then pointed a handgun towards law enforcement and afterwards was fatally shot by law enforcement. The handgun identified as a Smith & Wesson 380 Auto Bodyguard 2.0 pistol. The suspect's name has not been publicly disclosed pending family notification. The commander of the Doll Squad, also known as Transgender Anarchist Shooting Collective, or TASC, Joseph Landeros, aka Mia Rose, has resurfaced on Reddit. In Utah, Armed Queers SLC has conducted range operations on approximately January 24 to 25. 4 individuals have been seen. 2 AR-15 patterned firearms are shown, one with a bipod and presumably a 16-inch barrel, as well as a free-floated handguard. Another in either a pistol or short-barreled rifle configuration with a flashlight, and a Holosun 510 red dot sight with 3 powered magnifier on a riser mount. This could possibly be an indicator of night vision equipment being present in the unit. A 50501 volunteer for the No Kings protest, which occurred on June 14, 2025 in Salt Lake City, Utah, was charged with manslaughter. Matthew Scott Adler for killing Arthur Afa Falusa Alu with stray rounds while targeting and shooting Arturo Gamboa, an Antifa-affiliated individual with a long gun. Adler was charged on December 2025. Analyst comment: this organization has been covered by Glow So Bright in previous reporting titled Intelligence Report, SLC Pink Pistols and Armed Queers SLC, published on September 17, 2025, which highlights the group's sponsorship and training from foreign intelligence service elements by the Cuban government. Glow So Bright has also covered the, I'd loosely call it training by security volunteers at the No Kings protest. Over in Arizona, Carl Cruzada, the figurehead behind the far-left Firearms media group, InRange TV, has further lashed out against Russell Fagan, the owner of firearms manufacturer KE Arms, and the former co-host of InRange TV. This behavior is highlighted in a Blue Sky post published by Carl, whom he denies himself as being part of the far left, and in the comments of that Blue Sky post, far-left individuals such as Queer Armor now report on deleting reviews or firearms featuring KE Arms products, and within Carl's post, has encouraged a boycott of KE Arms products. This recent activity further reinforces Carl of being part of the far left. Analyst comment: this is a minor update to previous in-depth Glow So Bright reports on InRange TV. In Oklahoma, the Bartleville Alliance Indivisible, a far-left anarcho-communist group based in Washington County in northeastern Oklahoma, has pivoted to become a Marxist armed group, with open declarations of affiliation with the Socialist Rifle Association and Stonewall Underground. Stonewall Underground conducts operations in the Dallas-Fort Worth area as indicated by the commander, who goes by the alias of Blahaj Blaster. Activities have been identified to be very likely be conducted at the Extreme Training and Tactics Solutions range in Waxahachie, Texas, about 50 minutes south of Dallas. This activity is identified by terrain features of the range. Red Rifle Collective, a Marxist-Leninist splinter of the South Florida SRA, continues to conduct operations and activities, such as retweeting posts on X of associates and members for open calls of violence against ICE. A post retweeting a post by Los Angeles-based individual, Shabazz Arts, states on January 7, 2026, ICE will continue killing people until people start killing ICE agents. That's just a fundamental truth of the epoch we're currently living in. And Red Rifle Collective then retweets on their official X page, coming from one of their members, Islamic Socialist, which states, "Y'all got to realize it's either death or war now. Minneapolis should scrub the parasites, i.e. ICE, from their city," on January 24, 2026. In Minnesota, a Minneapolis man who has made threats to shoot ICE agents, Kyle Wagner, age 37, after making numerous calls to murder federal law enforcement, starting around January 8 while posting on Instagram, following with additional threats on social media.
My name is Kyle, I'm Antifa, and there's so much rage in me that I've had to record this like 15 times trying to get the message out. They fucked up, okay? Go watch my other videos, doesn't matter if you're not here and you're not caught up, you missed the fucking fight. But if you are, it's time to suit up. Boots on the ground, Nicollet and fucking 26th. My house is 4 blocks away. Anywhere between Franklin and Nicollet and 26th and Nicollet, show up ready to go. Okay? Not talking about peaceful protests anymore. We're not talking about having polite conversations anymore. I am talking specifically to my fucking followers. This is everything I have fucking talked about, and this is exactly what I said was gonna happen. This is exactly what I said was gonna fucking come when we didn't fucking go and march on fucking Whipple with guns. Sorry, but welcome to America 2026, where Second Amendment is the only thing that's going to keep you fucking protected from literal fucking Nazi gunmen that are killing innocent people in the street with impunity. This is not a fucking joke. There's nothing fun to chant about it. Get your fucking guns and stop these fucking people.
Wagner was then arrested on February 5th, 2026. Armed elements of the Socialist Rifle Association have been present in Minneapolis and spotted on January 16, 2026, conducting short presence and patrol operations by Nicollet and East 27th Street. In Pennsylvania, a member of the Philadelphia SRA, Jonathan Lemieux, aka M, was identified on January 16, 2026, where he has posted activity of threatening to conduct offensive operations such as posting on X, quote, "I don't bash back, I shoot first." Social media identification with clothing, weapons, and additional equipment with that matching with published media by the Philadelphia SRA. On January 28, 2026, fights and assaults by anti-ICE activists have been more common in Philadelphia. On January 30th, 2026, Pink Pistols Pittsburgh has conducted with a media push, with identical videos and articles being pushed through multiple legacy media syndicates. Media and messages featured on the organization's social media are general ones created and furnished by the central organization, as well as its legal and corporate entity, Operation Blazing Sword Incorporated. Sources can be found on the companion text piece on the official X page at GSB_actual. Thank you very much for watching.